I want to talk about something really quickly. And, sometimes you got to take in the meat and spit out the bones with everybody. Doesn't matter who it is, because honestly, everybody we listen to is still in the false light. Some of us are getting closer and closer to organic consciousness, but at the same time, we are still, all of us are still working on getting to the truth. So with anybody, you got to take in the meat and spit out the bones. Okay? But let me say this. Some people I just learned not to take personally, because they are used, and I can tell they are chosen to give information that I might need. But I still see a whole lot of stuff that they got to work on. I'm just going to say it like this. Whatever new earth they're trying to get to, you got to get rid of some of your vices, some of the stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to use an example. And I will listen to any man or woman or any color that I think is sharing information that can help me. Don't matter. But here's the thing. Let me try to get the words correctly. As higher of consciousness as a person might seem, knowing a lot of information, knowing a lot of stuff about grids and all this different stuff about sounds and frequencies, I get that. And let me tell you something, some people just have that kind of brain where they can understand that. I think I said this before, I think I recorded saying this. Some people are just extremely smart. And that gets confused with high consciousness. But high consciousness is more than just being smart. Let me tell you something. When you let something go, you let something go. So, you in the middle of you and your high consciousness and all of this great talk about frequencies and, getting in alignment, and then I hear for about a good 5 minutes, you bitches, you bitches don't impress me, you bitches don't impress me. I'm like, this is a problem for you. Why are you staying on that? And I don't care about this person calling nobody a bitch. You got to get to the point where you don't take stuff personally. This is something going on with them. Okay? Like if I start cutting on somebody, these niggas, you get to a point where you don't take stuff personally, because that's something going on with them to keep talking like that. Something's going on with them that keeps talking like that, and it's not for you to take personally. It has nothing to do with you. It's all about them. But I'm past this point of saying, oh, well, they're not talking about me. Like NWA used to call people bitches. And women used to say, well, they ain't talking about me. Well, no, yeah. You got to understand how they see women. Yes, you are a bitch to them. That's why you can't be around that kind of frequency. You can't be around that. No, it's not just about a bunch of women who have a bunch of sex. If that's not what you want, don't even pay attention to that. If you don't want a woman that's having sex and sucking off everybody, why even care? I don't care about a man that's a hoe. I'm not talking about these niggas and up in these bitches every day. You never hear me talking about that. Why? Because that's not something that ain't in my fucking energy field. I don't care about stuff like that. So you just won't even hear me talk about it, right? So as good as much as I like to hear what some people have to say, because I can tell that they are high in consciousness in a lot of ways, they ain't gonna make it. You can't. You can't. You holding on to some stuff there, because you going on too long about them bitches. You going on a little bit too long about them bitches. It's something that you gotta let go. And I've already seen the spiritual realm. This person is very sexual. I don't care. But that's what's gonna hold you back. You ain't getting too far with that, because this is something that's in that person's frequency. Something that's going on with that to stay on that for too long. Like, I wanted just to hear, like I say, they say good stuff. they say good stuff that everybody, most of the people I listen to gonna say something that's gonna help me. I try to get past the foolishness, but when you stay on that shit for too long, I gotta cut you off. Because I know some people might listen to me and might not agree with everything I say. So I just try to hang on, because you're not going to agree with everything that somebody say, because you're your own individual. That's just it. I'm not going to say everything that you agree with when you're an individual. That's just not going to work. Okay, it's just not going to work. Okay? So you take in the meat and spit out the bones. That's just it. But like, so sometimes I got to cut people off. Okay, like, I look forward to hearing stuff that's going to help me now, because now is not the time to care too much about what's going on in the world. It's enough that I gotta pay bills. That's the only thing I need to be worried about right there. Like, it's enough I gotta pay bills. And so I cut on the person to hear what they gotta say, because they're very knowledgeable. Okay. You know, can tell me some stuff, but like, before you get to the meat and potatoes, a good 5 minutes I'm hearing about bitches and bitches and bitches, and you bitches don't impress me, and you bitches that just like to have sex, and you bitches that think you all that because you got money, and you know, he talk about men too, but he staying on them bitches though. He on them bitches, and I'm like, you got something going on here. It's coming out. I'm seeing some stuff coming out that I don't want to just hear and keep hearing you talking about bitches. Okay? It ain't about me being offended. I don't want to hear you keep talking about bitches. Something wrong with that. There's something that's going on that person is still dealing with, and it's showing up. It's showing up. And it is disrespectful. I don't care. It's disrespectful. I don't like to call people niggas, but I don't care. That's just my preference. I don't like to hear men, I don't care how high consciousness they see. I don't like to hear men keep calling women bitches. I don't like that. I don't give a fuck. I know I'm cursing. Some people might not like that. Okay? But I'm just saying I don't give a fuck, like I don't care. It's not directed towards a certain gender. You see what I'm saying? When I say I don't give a fuck, it's because I don't care. It's not directed towards a man or a woman. You calling women bitches. I get that you say niggas too, but you're saying a lot of bitches there. You don't like women. I don't care. You don't like women. And I can't listen to nobody like that. I don't care what they know at this point. That turns me off. Like, that turns me off. And, you know, some of these men, you know, like, I don't want to make this about men and women. Because, you know, yesterday I had something to say about brown women, too. Attacking other brown women. I always want to tell them what to do and being disrespectful and abusive. I think brown people just in general, they just some abusive doggone people. Like, there's some work got to be done there. Like, brown people in general are freaking abusive to each other. Now, I ain't going to listen to nobody keep saying these words, bitches. Just like a man shouldn't listen to no woman that constantly, you can't even get into the doggone meat and potatoes. This woman spending 5 to 10 minutes complaining about men. You don't want to hear that either. You don't want to hear these niggas. I don't care how you feel. I don't want to be called it if I was a man, right? I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you know. I'm not going to sit here for 5 or 10 minutes listening to you call me a fucking nigga. I'm not going to do it. Just not going to do it. Well, I don't mean all of them. Well, then don't worry about the ones that are niggas and focus on the ones that's not. God dang it. How about them apples? Same thing with men. Well, I know you ain't talking about you. Well, then don't worry about them other women that ain't impressing you and look at the women who ain't the bitches. You keep talking about bitches. So that is something that you're still dealing with in your life. I'm sorry. That's going on too long with that. Like a woman who complaining to spend 10 minutes on a dog on YouTube complaining about niggas, it's because you keep fucking with them. That's just it. You keep fucking with them. Otherwise, they can't be a part of your conversation. They wouldn't even be in your doggone mind like that. So it's clearly something that you're still dealing with. And you know, I don't know how much information I'm going to get from people like that if they say on that type of stuff right there. See, some people are just extremely smart. That's just the bottom line. Some people are extremely smart, but they got a lot of shit going on. Okay? But I don't want to go on too long with that. I just want to talk about that. Like, just I was uncomfortable. Like, I'm trying to get past it. Going on too long with that, that's uncomfortable. And no, you don't like women. I don't care. Well, I'm not talking about the respectable women. Then why do you give a darn about the woman that's not respectable? If she ain't for you, she ain't for you. It's a lot of men that ain't for me. I'm not wasting 5 to 10 minutes talking about the men that ain't for me, right? So something is going on. You mess with those kind of women. That's why you can't stop talking about them. Because if you don't mess with those kind of women, that type of stuff wouldn't even be in your freaking mouth for so long. Okay, same with a woman that fuss about so-called niggas. If you don't mess with those kind of men, they wouldn't be a part of this conversation for so goddamn long. You wouldn't be spending so long talking about them like that. You mess with those kind of people. That's why you keep complaining. You deal with decent people that you want, then there's no conversation about these other low frequency folks because they're not even around you enough to even think about like that, right? So for a man and a woman, you spend 5 minutes talking about you bitches don't impress me. I don't care how you looking at. Wait a minute, you going on too long with that. This is lasting a long time. This is something that's still an issue for you, and you do mess with those kind of women, or you would not be talking about them, because I listen to other men that don't mess with those kind of women, and guess what? They're not spending 5 to 10 minutes talking about that either. You can tell who mess with those kind of people and who don't, whether they're a woman or a man. And it's like, I can't go, you disrespectful, and you don't like women, I don't care. I mean, that's fine with me because it ain't my problem. But you don't like women. Okay? So, anyway, I just felt like briefly talking about that, and I'll talk later.